Hello Virgo, I am Ulrich. I'm a Lenormand card reader, and today we will do your financial card reading for the month of March. These are done with a different deck. These are not the classic Lenormands, but they are very good cards for regarding finances. They are a little bit more philosophical. As always, we will do 4 card readings for the sign of Virgo for the month of March, and these are based on the natural elements in your astrological chart, or for some of you on your time of birth. These basic elements are air, earth, water, and fire. Now, the 4 objects that you always see on my table are directly connected to those elements. So you choose or you pick one that you think relates most to your personality, or you choose one you feel most comfortable with. This object of your choice, it should or it will relate the best to your current situation. However, if the object and the related video does not match your first choice, please check the other videos that are immediately connected in the same session. I'm sure one of the 4 will fit you. Anyway, the matches represent the fire element, the stone represents the earth element, the aerosol sprayer represents the air element, and the shell represents the water element. Also, I want to add, if you have questions, you can always post them on the comments below. And of course, as soon as I have time, I will answer you. So Virgo, here we go for your card reading, financial card reading for the month of March. Hello Virgo, and welcome to the Shell or the Water group for your financial philosophical card reading for the month of March. As your first card here, we see that you are able here with this card to make some savings here, and this is what the cards advises here. The simplest way, of course, to collect savings or to have more savings here is to organize this in a systematic, organized system. This is the card of automatic savings here. How do we do this? Well, we first need to, of course, decide an amount that you can miss each month here. You can calculate that, of course, then in your budget and invest it on a recurring basis. For most people, this is monthly. In yourself. This is what we are seeing here. It's automatically transferred from our working account or our business account into our savings account. So here we are asked to set up an automatic withdrawal and put this into a different account. It's like an investment portfolio here that you are making here. We as humans, it generally takes a few months here to get used to it, to incorporate this in within our budget here. But once you have assimilated this, you probably will be able to increase this this contribution here, and you will be able to create several investments on the long run here. So you could end up here with various reserves, because it's a positive card for your retirement, maybe for savings, maybe for a trip, maybe for renovation of your house, anything that you have foreseen on the long run here we can do with this card. Anyway, by regularly increasing these amounts over the years, you will accumulate important sums that will come in handy for you on the long run. The next card here is the card of paying cash. For many people, this is something out of the time of the dinosaurs here that we are seeing here. But this card wants to teach us that cash payments is actually not out of the time of the dinosaurs. Here, sometimes when we spend money, we already know that for instance, we have the card here of Valentine and Christmas here. During the Valentine period or the Christmas period, sometimes we have good intentions, but we tend to overspend. And this card tells you, for instance, if you take money from the machine, you put it in your wallet, and you hand it over to the cashier here, we get control over our money. Why? Because with the card, we put it on the machine and the money is gone. But when we actually take it out of our wallet, we see it disappearing. And it creates some kind of pain reaction in our brain. So we actually feel a connection with the payment and the work that we are doing and the money that is going. And also this will prevent you from getting unnecessities. Of course, it's no coincidence that traders and banks, they want to gradually eliminate paper money. It's, of course, their wet dream to support a society where consumption is constantly increasing. And virtual payment is, of course, essential to their business because money is their business, and it makes you lose track of certain expenses. So this card tells you to do exactly the opposite. Take charge of your wallet here, pay cash for 1 month, and you will see that there is a difference. You will control yourself here. You will go more into the details, and you will think, God, it's already gone again. And it will give you more control. And this is important here with this card that we do so. And you are asked here to pick up the challenge here and try it out for 1 month. We lose nothing with it. The next card is probably here related to Valentine. It's just behind us here. There are celebrations of different holidays that we have. And it's not a question if you have bought a box of chocolate or some perfume for your lover during the holidays. It's not about this here. But this card is about that we in general, or society, we have lost the very reason what constitutes the basis here, the essence of the festivals. It's not important if you're religious, spiritual or not here, but this is about the abundance here that we are having here. Most times of the year, we have a lot of financial goodwill. We are careful with our money. We double check here. But sometimes during festivities like Valentine or Christmas here, we overindulge, we overspend money. And of course, now it's the month later. So it probably means that there are certain things here, certain invoices arriving, and maybe these invoices shake you a little bit up. This is what we are seeing here. And this card wants to remember why these festivals really exist. You should learn about the origin of Easter, Valentine, Christmas here, and inform yourself about the real value. Put them back, these celebrations, in their historical context. You should give them back their sincere meaning, and this meaning, you will see, it's not related to overconsumption. So don't be fooled by advertising, marketing. This is the opposite. This card tells us the opposite. Gifts are meant to be an expression of feelings. And it's not about quantity or how much you give, but it's the thing here is the attention. If you really want to give the people who are dear to you the most expensive gift of all, it actually costs you nothing. But it's the most expensive gift of all, and this is your time. We all have very few of it. So this card tells you, if you really want to give your loved ones an important gift to them, invest your time in them. So Virgo, this is all for the Shell or the Water Group. I hope you get a little bit wiser out of this short financial philosophical card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. If this card reading don't fit you at all, please check the other three that are immediately connected here. If you are interested in work or business card readings, you can find those also on my channel. I do this with the classic Lenormand card readings, and we also have the philosophical, spiritual card readings, who are very good guides and additional to the 2 card readings I'm doing. So you get like a whole formula here that can make you a little bit wiser. We never know too much. You just check it out, Virgo, and I'm sure you find some interesting things there also. Anyway, Virgo, I want to thank you for your time. I'm thanking you for subscribing, and I'm sure we see each other next time. Bye-bye for now, Virgo. Hello, Virgo, and welcome to the Aerosol or the Air Group for your philosophical financial card reading for the month of March. As your first card here, we see the cards of cash payment. What does this card tells us? Well, most of us are forgotten how to pay cash. We always work with credit cards. But sometimes with this card here, we don't know exactly what we are spending, especially for small amounts. We put it on the machine, the money is gone. We have no sense what we exactly spending. So by using a different payment method, a method that is from the time of the dinosaurs, we are asked here to pay cash again. Here, if we want to gain a better control over our money, sometimes it's a wise thing to do. Why is this? Well, if we pay cash and the money is in our wallet and we hand it over to the cashier or the person that we need to pay, it creates a certain pain reaction in our mind here. And it's hard for people or for us to hand over paper money. With bank cards, you don't have that. And why is that? Well, you see the money in your wallet, that's for starters, and you hand it over, so you see it disappearing. So there's a difference here that we are seeing here. And unconsciously, you will make the connections here between the payment methods. And It will prevent you because you see the money disappearing from getting on necessities. This is what we are seeing here. Of course, it's no coincidence that that traders and banks, they gradually want to eliminate paper money. It's of course their wet dream. They want us to support a society where consumption is the highest god, and it need to constantly increase. So virtual payment is essential for these people because it's their business and the way they make money. And also it makes you lose track of expenses, which of course is their intention. Anyway, here we are asked to take charge of our wallet here, pay cash for a while, for instance, for 1 month, and you will see that there is a difference in the way you spend money. And here we are asked to take up the challenge. The next card that we are seeing here is that we need to prepare ourselves for the irregularities, or maybe if times would turn over to be less prosperous here, we need to prepare us for worse times. No matter in what stage of life we are, there will always be rainy days, there will be storms, and also to money, it's unrealistic that we should not prepare for the inclemencies of life. And here, this is the card of the big questions. There's a lot of questions that this card asks us. Do you have a rescue plan? Do you have a safety cushion? Did you foresee the unforeseen? Did you foresee the unpredictable? We never know what will happen or when will it happen. And this card is about, are you ready to face financial turmoil, sudden disruptions? Did you prepare for these disruptions? And yes, how did you prepare? Sometimes also it's about insurances. Do you have sufficient insurances on your life or for your environment or for whatever it is here? Is your income stable enough? Your car, is it still solid for the years to come? Is it well maintained? Also, this is the card, you see the pig here, it's the card of savings. Do you have some savings if for a rainy day? Or did you spend everything? Let's assume there comes a pay cut. Can you survive without this pay cut? So here we are asked to reflect over things that we cannot foresee. So here we are asked to act in control and, if necessarily, make the adjustments in our life. And especially here with the first card here, the cash payments, these are two close intertwined cards. The last card that we are having here is the card of social pressure. What does this card tells us? Well, we as human beings, we compare ourselves constantly to our peers. We compare ourselves to we live in a community that determines our place in society in relationship to others. But also we need to add here that we operate in a society of overconsumption. And if you compare yourself to your friends, neighbors, sisters, brothers, and maybe sometimes you observe they're driving around in luxurious cars, they're wearing nice designer clothes, they have the latest shoes, the latest gadgets, and maybe sometimes you, for your part, you go through difficulties at the end of the month. And then you ask yourself, how do my neighbors, friends, relatives, how do they manage to maintain such a lifestyle? But this card tells us not to compare your financial situation to the people around you. We make choices every day, and you are the solely responsible for those choices. And this card is also from not the scales fall off your eyes. Sometimes financial appearances fool. Don't be fooled by what you see. This card suggests to use your money wisely as you did in the past and continuing doing so. For instance, if you need to have certain things that you are obligated to buy, you could consider second-hand stores or websites that provide second-hand things. For instance, if you need to buy a car, let's say there is a problem with your car. This is a very big investment that we need to make, and you don't want something that is already older. You could consider buying a young second-hand car that maybe is in the dealership and that gives you full warranty as the car. You will pay a lot less. This is an alternative, like for using your money wisely. For instance, you need a new microwave. I'm just saying something here. There's a lot of websites available in all countries for buying secondhand things. Sometimes the microwaves or whatever it is you need to buy, it's still packed. The warranty is still there. The box is not open. You can find a lot of things there, and sometimes you can make very good deals here with these people or the things that you buy. So this is a smart card. This is what we are seeing here. So here we are asked to define ourselves by our personality and your accomplishments. These are ultimate much more worth than expensive clothes or buying the latest gadgets. So don't bend for social pressure from friends, peers, relatives here. This card reminds us what good looks on the outside is not always so with people around us. So live according to your own needs and your own abilities. So Virgo, this is all for the air group for this month. I hope you get a little bit wiser out of this short philosophical card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. If this card reading don't fit you at all, please check the other three that are immediately connected here. I'm sure one of the four will fit you. If you have interest in work business card readings related to your work or your business, you can check those also. I do these with the classic Lenormand card readings. They will take some of your time, but we get additional information. And of course, we do also the spiritual philosophical card readings, who are very good guides in a more philosophical area of our life. You can put the three together and you come to certain solutions in your life. Anyway, we never know too much. Anyway, Virgo, I want to thank you for your time, and I'm sure we see each other next time, and thank you for subscribing. See you next time, Virgo. Bye-bye for now. Hello, Virgo, and welcome to the Earth or the Stone group for your philosophical financial card reading for the month of March. As your first card here, we see the card of bonus. This card has several meanings. Probably it means that you have a promotion in your work, your business is going better. Anyway, here, this is about that we are about to receive a fixed bonus or some money here that comes from other people. Maybe this is your annual bonus that you get now, your monthly bonus. Anyway, this is a substantial amount of money here that is coming to you. And of course, it's very often welcome. But of course, this card asks you, what is your plan with this money? Sometimes the problem with these unexpected bonuses is that we tend to spend them before they reach our wallet. And here, if you have certain things standing open, certain arrears here, we could use them for that. Or maybe we are planning to buy a gem for our partner or some luxury item for ourselves here. But here, we see here that this card asks us not to do so. Don't spend this money before even receiving it, or don't make plans for it. Put it in your savings account, let it stay there for instance, for a few months, and think what you should do with it. The best way to apply this money. This card asks us to take a break of spending and to think about what exactly you're gonna do with this received money. And you need to optimize the use from it. If you let it there, rest for a while, it will run nowhere. It's in your account. It's not going anywhere. If you will let it there, you will avoid the impulse of immediate spending, and you might need it later on for a rainy day. The next card tells us here that probably this group of people here, they are sensitive for publicity. Advertisement, it's everywhere in our life. And we know here that we as individual, we are daily exposed to many advertisements today. It's on the internet, it's on the bus that passing us by, it's in our mailbox, it's everywhere. And sometimes it's difficult to be insensitive to this bombardment of mercantile information, the propaganda, as we call it, it's everywhere. And sometimes it's easy to be fooled, and we start to confuse things that are really essential with things that we don't actually need. Anyway, sometimes it's difficult here to lose direction in our life. This comes to because of this constant marketing pressure that we are having around us. So this card asks you, for instance, stop reading flyers that you receive in your mail box. Also, stop ignoring certain discounted areas in the supermarket. Stop looking for tech gadgets. Stop looking for the latest pair of shoes here. This is what we are seeing here. Don't be influenced here by certain areas or discounts. This is what we are seeing here. Sometimes the media can be very influential. Also, for instance, in your laptop, if you see always advertisements popping up, you could consider putting up some ad blockers here. Sometimes that helps also. Anyway, If you avoid these advertisements, you will see that this brings a change in your lifestyle. We have the card here of the children. This is the last card. What does this card tells us? Well, it tells us that children are a beautiful wealth. They are also an investment. And as we know, they are expensive. The apple of your eye, it costs you probably something. And as with any budget item, if I can categorize them like that, there are essential expenses for them and less essential. And when requests come from all sides to your head, sometimes we lose track of things. Here, this card asks us, do you invest enough in the education of your children, in their culture, in their future? Did you make some savings, for instance, if they go to college, if they go to university? Or are you just following the trends of other parents, the latest trends of the moments that are there with gadgets or whatever it is? Here we need to discard asks us to establish your personal priorities according to your own personal values and not according to what we see in society, publicity, or the tears of your children. Here we discard as asked to come with our feet on the ground. Don't tell yourself stories, because a lot of children, I don't want to generalize here, but a lot of children have no limits as it is to their personal desires. If they want something, they will not stop. Sometimes it's nagging or whatever it is. It depends on the personality. And as they as they receive what they have requested, of course, they have thought about something that comes next. So this card tells us, stop wasting energy and do things in a different way. If you say no, you can be sure that younger people are able to understand why you say no. Here, sometimes also we are asked to involve them and to teach them priorities and to teach them how to handle money. So Virgo, this is all for the stone group. I hope you get a little bit wiser out of this short philosophical card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. If this card reading don't fit your all, please check the other three that are immediately connected here. I'm sure one of the four will fit you. If you have interest in your work or business card readings, we do these with the classic Lenormand card readings. We have also philosophical card readings that we do, are spiritual, philosophical. They are very good guides and they are a very good addition to the other card readings that we do. So it's like you get a whole picture for the month to come. Anyway, Virgo, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for subscribing, and we see each other next time. Bye-bye for now. Hello, Virgo, and welcome to the Matches or the Fire group for your philosophical financial card reading. As your first card here, we see the card of good debts and bad debts. What does that tell us? Well, we start with the good debts. Bad debts, the bad debts, of course, they are debts that we have on credit cards, liabilities that we have here. What we see more, well, for instance, if you have an open standing debt, on that credit card, we pay interest. So it means if you buy something, it costs you much more than you anticipated. Why? Well, because you have paying interest on these amounts that are standing open. Some of these credit cards, maybe you have one like that, you should double check it here. If you have several credit cards, you should compare the rates. If you have a credit card that is charging you, if you are below 0, 20 or 30%, here it's advisable with this card tells us to get rid of such cards. I know it's easy and they always give you money, those cards, but the problem is they are no longer credit cards. They are actually sharks in your wallet. So be careful and be aware of that if you have such a card. What are positive debts? What positive debts are, for instance, the debts that we have on our house, our mortgage. It's a positive debt. Why? Because we deduct it from our annual taxes. And also, in most cases, our property is going up in value. Land is mostly very stable if we buy land. Also, houses could be quite stable in general. So these are considered positive debts. So if the interests in general are not very high now, so if you are planning, for instance, for making adjustments to your house here, this is considered to be a positive debt. Why? Because you improve it, and without you do actually anything, your value goes up. So this is what this card is about. So here we need to distinguish and think about our positive and our negative That's and exactly in what we invest in the future. Probably you have some monies left because we have the savings card here. So it means that you are able to save money. What does this card tell us? Well, one of the most efficient ways to save money is to organize our savings. How do we do this? Well, first we need to decide, of course, what we can miss. Mostly this is on a monthly basis here. And on recurring basis, we automatically set a withdrawal. The money goes from in our business account into our savings accounts. And this is coming like it becomes an investment portfolio. This is what we are seeing here. It will take you a few months here to incorporate this in your budget, these new expenses, but actually they are savings here. But once you have assimilated this periodic disbursements, you either can increase this contribution or you can see them as a second source of investments. Anyway, this card tells us that you can make savings, and if you do so, you probably will end up with various reserves for retirement, maybe for your children. Maybe you're a charitable person, you want to give sometimes things to charity here. It could be for a renovation of your house here, because you have the house here. It could be that you are that the family is longing for a trip going somewhere here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, by regularly increasing these amounts, you will accumulate important sums that could be important for your future. We never know when the rainy day is coming. Anyway, this card tells us to set up our savings account, discipline ourselves, and begin the virtuous circle that will lead to more financial stability. The next card that we are seeing here is the card of charity. So it means that this group is charitable. It means they donate to charity here. Sometimes also it means that we give a lot to other people. We give maybe a lot to family members. We take pleasure in spoiling the people close to us, our loved ones here. But this card also wants us to keep our eggs in the basket. So if you think about it, was the last toy that you bought for your children really necessary? Will your nephews love you less if you don't pamper them so much? This card tells us this has an impact. These purchases, they have an impact on our daily life. And of course, it has an impact on our budget. This well-ordered charity, it starts by itself. This is a well-known proverb, but we need to take an important lesson here about spending money. If your generosity and your kind-heartedness leads to problems and it contributes to financial distress, it has no place in your life. So before you give to others, this card tells us, secure your own future, build up a safety cushion, stimulate your own future rather than squandering surpluses to Travia and giving to your loved ones here. Here we need to distinguish the essential from the unnecessary. And if you do so, you will be able to establish a wallet that will still let you have healthy generosity, but it's more organized. So think wisely if you spend money to others here. If you want to really give them an important gift, and the most important gift and the most expensive gift of all that we are having in our current society is time. So if you really want to give your loved ones something important, spend some time with them, because time is something we all are short of. So Virgo, this is all for this month. I hope you get a little bit wiser out of this short philosophical card reading. Excuse me. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. If this card reading don't fit you at all, please check the other three that are immediately connected here. I'm sure one of the four will fit you. If you have interest in your work or business and card readings about that, I do these with the classic Lenormand card readings. You can find them also on my channel. And then we have the spiritual philosophical card readings also that you can find on my channel. And the three, it becomes like a package that make you a little bit wiser. And we never know too much. Anyway, Virgo, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for subscribing, and see you next time. Bye-bye for now.